15 minutes out before the top of the hour, President Obama promised to make things right in the wake of the IRS scandal. Remember?
I will not tolerate this kind of behavior in any agency, but especially in the IRS. We're going to hold the responsible parties accountable.
All right, we're tired of waiting, but nothing has changed. Lois Lerner, the woman at the center of the scandal, got to keep her pension. So what else can be done? Joining us right now, Ohio Congressman Mike Turner, who's also tired of waiting. Congressman, what are you doing to make sure the president gets some backbone to his words?
Well, part of the egregious aspect of this for the American public is that the IRS is both an investigative and an enforcement agency. So it's a real abuse of power. What we need to do is, of course, hold people accountable, find out who did it. We're doing that in hearings and investigations, but then also make certain it doesn't happen again. My bill would criminalize actions by the IRS if they would discriminate against American taxpayers based upon either their religious beliefs or their political beliefs.
So what I think is fascinating about what you're doing is a lot of these underlings, under Lois Lerner and others, say, hey, I was just following orders. I was told to do something, and I did it. But that's no longer going to be an excuse if this piece of legislation goes forward.
Absolutely. This should be criminal. And if it's criminal, people will be reticent to do it. If someone walks into their office in the IRS and tells them to discriminate against taxpayers, they're going to be able to say,
so if they come up to me and I'm making $55,000 and I work for a Lois Lerner, and they come into my office and say, I want you to investigate Tea Party members, it's not going to be okay to say, I'm just doing my job.
Right. They're going to be able to say it's against the law and we're not doing it.
And they'll have a place to go.
Absolutely. And I think that's what the American people expect. You know, Speaker Boehner, when this first happened, said, I want to know who's going to go to jail. No one's going to go to jail under the current laws. And the president said we're going to hold people accountable, but so far, no one's been held accountable.
What do you think, besides no one held accountable, what makes you believe that this still could go on and may still be going on?
Well, if we haven't gotten yet to, who was directing this, how this was being orchestrated, and we haven't been able to hold anybody accountable, you have a system that's not responsible to anyone, and it should be responsible to the American public.
This is Stop Government Abuse Week. You have gotten 107 co-sponsors on this, and Marco Rubio is going to pick it up in the Senate. Has any Democrat said, hey, I'm with you, Congressman?
No Democrats have endorsed the bill, but at the same time, I don't think they're in opposition. I think this is one that goes right to the heart of what the American public believes, that their government should be held accountable, and it shouldn't discriminate or be punitive to them.
What I love about what your Abuse Week is really a lot of our talking points. People want answers on a lot of the things. So what are the things you're covering this week?
Well, we're going to have a lot of hearings, continuing issues on the IRS. We're also looking at the Freedom of Information Act. The president has stated he was going to be one of the most transparent administrations, but they've not been that. We're not getting the information that we need on TARP.
Where the money went.
The bailout of General Motors, the bank bailouts.
How much money we got back?
Absolutely. Those are all areas that we need to pursue, and that they should be available to the American public. It's their taxpayers' dollars.
And if you are indefatigable on this, you get answers. Like, for example, the Benghazi papers that were finally turned over. We finally get answers, and we see the interplay between Mike Morrell and the White House. So if you guys keep pushing, we might actually get those answers.
Absolutely.
Congressman, thanks so much. Look forward to seeing, hopefully, some Democrats jump on board, because the IRS should be a non-political agency. This should be a non-political event.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks so much. Meanwhile,